Well, good the fuck morning to you. Yeah, I know, it's like 11:50 at night. I've got lease, fuel, and a couple of dollars. Tonight we're going to start with something personal. And then move on to my bitch for the evening. The personal thing is, as a couple of you know, I started going to the gym. Now, way back in 2013, I divorced my first wife, Kelly. We decided to amicably split. It was just the right thing to do. I was almost over 400 pounds. For the next year, For the next year, while I didn't focus on exactly eating right, I did start exercising, started, doing more healthy things, and I went down to 280 pounds. Well, my buddy Brian and my lady Jenna talked to me, it's time to start going back to the gym. Well, I guess I started at the exact right time. Because today I got on a scale. And thank God I had a pocket full of quarters, because I didn't believe it the first time. I'm back up to 371 pounds. Yep. 6'2", 371 pounds. Let's let the fart cannon run away. Some people's chair in. So now I have the goal of, over the next 18 months, losing 131 pounds, being back at 240. It's going to be a long road. It's something I got to do, because I can't let this stand. Too old, too much shit's wrong with me to be 371 pounds. Ain't going to happen. So if I bitch that I don't need to go to the gym, fucking drag my ass. That's an open invitation for everybody. Now, that we got that bullshit out of the way. What is tonight's rant about? Well, it's not going to be a review. I'm going to have a review tomorrow. Tonight is taking aim at something that hit a little close to home for me in the automotive world. And it is the topic of rideshare programs. That's right. The cabbie is leveling his sights at Uber and Lyft. Now, some would argue that since I'm a cabbie, I'm biased on the subject. Well, I'm not. I've got a couple of friends that do Uber. They make decent money at it. I've thought about going to Uber a couple of times. Here's why it doesn't work. While Uber is a wonderful idea on paper, and in a perfect world, it would work. But we live far from a perfect world. When we were all kids, and I say when we were all kids, usually the late 20s, early 30s, and older, we're told never to talk to strangers, never meet anybody from the internet in person. Now we summon strangers from the internet to pick us up and drive us all around. Well, with Uber and Lyft, you never really know what you're getting. That's the strange thing. That's also the dangerous thing. Cabbies, cabbies do have a bad reputation. Cabbies are split into two groups. They are split into corporate cabs, i.e. companies like this, and what are called gypsy cabs, or for my friends over in the UK, mini cabs. Now, corporate cabs actually work for a full company, have 100, 200 plus cars. They have their own insurance. They have a $300,000 or $1 million bond. They're regulated by weights and measures. That little tab on my meter over there. Here. That shows that it's regulated by weights and measures. And if that tab is broken, my meter cannot be legally used. Now, anybody with the right amount of coin in their pocket can start a cab company with one car. Those are called gypsy cabs. They can run a little sideways. Granted, they're a little bit more strictly regulated than Uber and Lyft, but gypsy cabs do exist, and some of them are sideways. I'm not saying all gypsy cab companies are sideways, I'm just saying some of them are. For the most part, corporate taxis were regulated by a company, were monitored heavily on what we can and cannot do. Now, to become a cab driver, you have to be over the age of 24. Why? One reason and one reason only: insurance. You have to go through a background check. You have to go through a 5-year MVR, or submit a clean 5-year MVR. That means no tickets, no accidents, no nothing on your driving record for the past 5 years. You have to pass a drug test, and you have to be able to pass random drug tests at any time. Again, insurance reasons. You spend 1 day in a classroom learning the legalities of being a cab driver, operating a meter, operating your cab in a professional manner. And then the next day you go out with a trainer. Now, I used to be a trainer with Discount Cab. In fact, I was one of the only night trainers allowed at Discount Cab, and I fought hard for that position. Why? Because night and day cabbing is two totally different monsters. Ask any one of my night crew that watch this. They will tell you driving days and driving nights is two totally different beasts. We're trained. We hone our craft. Well, how the hell do you hone cab driving? Well, it's simple. We come out here and drive every night or every day. We drive the same city every night and every day. We learn shortcuts. We learn workarounds. We learn the addressing system. We learn the streets. All of it. Something Uber and Lyft drivers don't. Now, when you order a cab through a corporate company, you are getting a driver that has been trained, that has been background checked, that has been drug tested, and if he's worth his salt, not a rookie, knows his way around the valley. When you get an Uber driver, you don't know what you're getting because they don't do background checks. The background check that they do is an MVR. They check to make sure that you're not, you don't have any DUIs, any shit like that. But they don't run background checks. Ex-cons are flocking to Uber and Lyft to make money. And I'm not saying all ex-cons are bad. No. There are plenty of good people in jail that just found themselves on the wrong end of the law. Not all ex-cons are bad. And, this bullshit mentality that we have in this country that if somebody's been to jail, they're an inherently bad person. No, they made some bad choices in life. They fucked up. A lot of these guys just want to make a living and live their life the proper way. Some of them don't. There are a lot more beatings, robberies, rapes, murders with Uber and Lyft than there are cabbing. That's just statistically true. Again, because anybody with a 4-door sedan can drive Uber and Lyft. The business model itself, again, if it was a perfect world, is an amazing idea. But since we don't live in a perfect world, and the execution of said idea is no good. Let's talk about Uber, and strictly Uber for a second. Uber is a very popular company in this country. Why do I say just in this country? Because it's been kicked out of several. Uber is illegal in Australia, Germany, Britain. They just got kicked out of China and Russia. Now, for an entire country to tell you your business cannot operate here, something's wrong. Let's switch gears. Let's go to the insurance route. Now, my company is $300,000 bonded, self-bonded, and they have insurance on top of that. Your Uber driver has liability or full coverage. But, here's the big but. If they have not told their insurance company that they're using their car as a for-hire or commercial car, because no matter how you want to call rideshare, it's commercial. You're making money. The minute something happens, they drop the driver and they refuse to cover everything. So if you get into an Uber car one night and they get into an accident, an at-fault accident, and so you have to go to the hospital, there's a chance that you have to foot your own hospital bill. Well, what does that do for everybody else's insurance premiums? Straight through the roof. Or has nobody else been paying attention that insurance has been getting steadily more and more expensive? Welcome to the wonderful world of rideshare. As a cab driver, and I do this every night, I get out and stand next to my car on Mill Avenue. Somebody walks up to me looking for a ride, I have to be judgmental of that person. Why? Why do I have to be judgmental of that person? One, cab driving is in the top 5 most dangerous professions on the planet. Number 1 for violence. I have to size up who's getting in my car for the simple fact of my safety. Number 1, and that's the major thing. There's some areas in this valley I refuse flat out to go to. Does it cost me a bit of money? Probably. My life is more important than a $20 fare. Number 2. Yes, my company charges a cleanup fee. If somebody pukes in my cab, it's $150. Guess who gets to clean it up? If somebody is falling down, stumbling, just bad, drunk, I don't let them in my car. Simple as that.
All night. How much to go to the tow yard?
Tow yard? $10.
Perfect.
All right. I'll get back to you guys later on tonight.